Beautiful love family. Okay. I've been asking my universe, me, for topics that I can do that will actually assist in a different way. And so I'm going to try to start doing shorter videos. And you guys know me, when we live non-linearly. We live in the unified field. We live and exist in multiple infinite dimensions where information is abound. And so bringing that all together and putting it in this space and sharing it is a mastery tool within itself. So I'm going to try to jump on and off here and there and start doing shorter videos. And if they end up hours long, then they do. Okay, so flow with me, guys. Okay, so everybody is being moved from linear bodies to nonlinear bodies. Okay, now this is a processes inside of processes, phases that never end. We will always move further into higher light consciousness. We will always be moving into higher vibrational frequencies. We will always be moving into the unknown. We will always be anchoring a massive amount of light in our physical form and in the physical world too, because physical body, physical world, they become the same thing. Okay, those of us who are intentional gatekeepers and grid keepers, then our world is very different, if you will, than the typical human reality. Because everybody's in a different place, guys. Okay, so don't try to put everybody in the same group, because the processes and phases we go through, we have a light body phase. And I'm going to try to explain this. A lot of you guys already know this, okay? And if you do, awesome. But I do this for those who don't. I do this for those who are going through that at that time, that are trying to understand what's going on with them. So if you get it, awesome. That means you're doing exactly what you need to be doing. It's easy. It's flowing. There's no complications. There's no human stuff other than the typical, oh, got a human programming going on. Got to clear that, work through that, move through that. And it's very easy. Okay, to do these things. I got out straight out of the shower. Okay. At first, when we start to awaken and the veils of amnesia start to dissolve, our realities start to restructure themselves in accordance to the light of our soul and our galactic missions, our soul purposes, our human roles here. Okay. And so there is a huge part of this process where you will never know anything at all, but inside you will know everything's okay, everything's fully aligned, everything's exactly as it's meant to be. The more multidimensional we become, the more we get to see, the more we understand, more access we have. And this is a very physical process with your physical body, okay? But the phase that you're in is going to be very different in how you're functioning and how your physical reality is. The more you exist as pure source energy, pure source light, then everything is energetic, and therefore the physical is a response to everything that you're doing and being in every moment, which is very different than when we started out as carbon-based, heavy, dense physical bodies with all our molecules all packed into a physical form with no room for energy to move, okay? As our light body activates, you're going to start feeling energy move. You're going to feel numbness. You're going to feel the body awakening. You're going to feel the heart getting shocked. You're going to feel your brain expanding. You're going to feel your body, you're blowing up and getting smaller, and you're birthing. Your belly gets bigger when you're birthing your new earth aspects of you. Okay. Oops, sorry. Got ding dongs going on as stuff comes in. So, yeah. All right. Where you are in this process, don't worry about your head needing to know where you are. Let that go. Doesn't matter. Only use this information that you're gaining to understand that this is a huge process that we all came here to experience, and that you're always exactly where you need to be. You're always experiencing exactly what you need to be experiencing. Now, that might be hard to accept for a while, because going from unconscious and living within a fixed matrix, a physical reality created with a matrix that held realities in place. Okay, from there to a nonlinear reality where there are no fixed structures other than energetic ones that lay the foundation for your new earth realities here. Okay, so living and existing on new earth and as a galactic is very different than our old human reality was. One, energy rules our world. Okay, our bodies have to run and hold a ridiculous amount of light in order to function. Now, our human bodies weren't built for any of this. Okay, so they go through a massive transformation, a reconfiguration, recalibration processes, body template clearings, timeline collapses, if you will, and I'm using words, but they do explain a process, so it's really important. Some people are like, oh, that's not the right word. Nobody cares, okay? Get over the right word and the wrong word. Basically use the word that applies, that frees you from the old mentalities of one, being a victim to any of this, and two, things happening to you, because this on a soul level is happening exactly as it needs to occur. The moment we realize that, the moment we understand, wow, there's a divine plan in order here. Let me see if I can get on board with this. Let me look at the bigger picture. Let me expand as my soul, as my higher self. Let me look at things completely differently than the way my little human looks at things, the way my little human likes to see things, limited, taking things personal, lots of emotion, and all of these things to clear, okay? Now, you are going to find, I see a lot of people go, I don't feel like myself. You're not going to, not as a human. You're going to feel completely different. Nothing like your human self ever again. The way you feel is going to be completely different. It's supposed to, okay? We have to learn to understand our own programming, the programs that we hold inside. We have to learn all of these things as a human. But as our higher self, as the whole universe, as an ascended being, a Christed being, as a God source being, as creator, all of these things here in the physical, your reality is very different than it was before, and where you function from is very different too. Okay, it's all, remember, it's all energetic. Not one bit of this is personal, and a human loves to take it all personal, likes to make excuses, likes to have story, and all of these things, and convince, and lots of other things too. Okay, it likes the easy way. It doesn't like the discomfort. It has a lot of fear, and each one of us are here to transcend all of that, and you will. There will be no more fear. There will be no more survival mode. There will be none of that stuff, and here we go higher. Woo, boy. Yesterday, okay, every new moon, we always get whammied, okay? And I knew it was coming, and I always cleared my whole week after. Well, this week I had stuff that I needed to try to fit in, and you're going to learn fitting things into a space of time. You're going to have to stretch and span everything out. You're going to need more time to function in a space. You're going to have to go slower, be more present, and not try to do too much for a while. After a while, you'll learn how flow is here. Universal flow is very different. You're basically in tune with Gaia. You're in tune with the whole universe, and you flow with the energy of all simultaneously at all times. And so you don't try to squeeze too much into a space. You don't try to push and force anything to occur. So like yesterday, I woke up and I heard the frequencies and I felt them, and it's like, uh-oh, here we go. Well, I was already ready, okay? Except I had things that popped up or that I was trying to accomplish, and the whole day I felt myself keep trying to fit these things in. How can I make this work? Well, my body is like, no, not going to happen, Lisa. And my head was like, oh, how am I going to make this happen? And finally I realized, you know what? Don't try. Just let it all go. It's all going to be okay. And you know what? This is a regular part of the process. Let it go if you have to. I didn't have enough energy, because your body, when it goes through a massive template wipe, which is what we went through yesterday, a massive template wipe, a massive, huge, yesterday the energy was so powerful all day long, and your body goes weak. Your brain won't function. You can't process anything at all. You can't do, I couldn't get up and get dressed. No energy. It'd be like crawl back into bed, completely exhausted. Taking a bath, forget it. Nope. And I remember the early days when I went through all of this, when it was just stay into bed, Lisa. Okay. Well, now over these last many, many years, I've been able to, I can watch my entire Stargate system, recalibrate and break the old systems down. I can watch and observe myself and the thoughts coming up. I can tell what's new information that I'm to share. I can tell what's old and going, because this is one of the gifts and abilities you gain as you do this process here, okay, is observing everything and seeing what's really going on. You're not going to be able to push your body at certain times. Your body's going to say no, no. Stay in the bed, get out in nature. Last week it was all, I need sunshine, I need sunshine, I need sunshine, get out in the sunshine, because I know that, and basically I had a lot of stuff, let a lot of stuff go so I could get out in the sunshine. This week it's like, nope, can't even step out in the sun because I'm going through a tuning process that's huge, okay? The crystals in your body. At first, when the light body activates, that's when you're going to start laying the foundation for your new realities. That's when you're going to get up and start getting busy and working in unison with your universe, with getting the projects done. And you've got tons of energy. How your body stores energy is very different. You will have to learn to manage energetically and stay in flow, because if you don't, then your body will deplete, your brain will short out, your spine will short out, all of these things will short out. Your whole body becomes like a computer processor, okay? And when we're going through a massive tuning process, like especially after the new moon, but now it's all the time, okay? Don't even separate it into whatever. I just know after the new moon, we're going to get whammied. Always happens. The biggest separation from self as source always is on the new moon time. That's when more people notice more humanness coming up, more separation. Eventually you get to a point where you don't hardly notice it. You just can't do as much. And so for me, the biggest thing is if too much is coming at me to accomplish or do, I have to push it all away and say, no, everybody leave me alone. I basically have to turn the computer off. I basically have to stop working. I have to just put it all away. And I have to honor my body and what it needs at that time, which might be a whole lot of sleep. Yesterday, it was in the bed all day long. A request came in. I'm like, nope, can't do it today. Another thing that I was trying to do, nope. And I wrote an email and I said, I apologize. Just writing the email was like all my energy. Okay. And I'm like, I can't do this. Can we do it another day? Because this is how it works, guys. Okay. You're going to have to honor this process if you're going to be able to do the things that are really important and easy. This is supposed to be flowy. This is supposed to be easy. You're not supposed to push yourself too hard. Now, I'm going to flip that for a moment, because if you're human, lives in a great amount of lack, if your human doesn't want to do things because they push your limits, if your human is trying to take the easy way out and live in a place of lack of power, then you will have to push yourself, okay, through the discomfort, through the beliefs, through the stories, because you've got to move through that energy yourself. Otherwise, it's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until your whole world is full of lack. Okay, so overcoming our own lack mentalities inside of ourselves is a whole different ballgame here. Okay, first thing we learn is to let go of the judgment of everything. Stop judging anything. Let it go. Because if you're going to live in judgment about everything, then your world is going to be tough. Okay, there's going to be a lot more suffering, either in the physical or inside energetically, because they all kind of end up being the same thing. But you've got an energy body, a mental body, you've got your physical body, you've got a lot of people call it you've got your etheric body, your spirit body, your soul body. They end up all being the same thing, but different versions of the same truth. Somebody I heard refer to it the other day using one of the words I haven't heard in years, astral body. Okay, you've got your aura. All of these things are the same thing. So basically, if you take all of those words and just call them your soul energy, then that's basically, they're all your energy body, okay, but all different versions of the same. And this is about your energy body. This is about the integration of a ridiculous amount of light, and it's going to continue. Yesterday was powerful all day long. And I learned, stay in the bed. Don't even try, Lisa. It was hard because I had a lot of things I needed to get done, and I had to let it all go. And I don't beat myself up. I don't give myself a hard time. I will try, and if I'm not physically capable of it, if my brain won't work, if my body won't work, if everything is saying no, then I listen to that and I let it all go. And everybody else will have to be okay, because if they're not, then you understand that's theirs. You come from a place of respect in everything that you do, and that's important here, is to be respectful, to be kind, but you also have to say, I can't, but not right now. And not from a place of I can't because there's something wrong with me. I can't because I'm honoring the process that I'm in right now. Right now, this process is stay in bed. Okay. Now, we don't have to spend as much time in bed anymore. For me, it's about twice a month. We get whammied, and on that day, I have to clear everything. And you will find that you have to space everything out. Your universe is going to, when you live in what I call the space of no time, then your universe is going to throw everything at you to do and get done when you have the energy. You'll never be bored ever again. You're never going to not have enough to do. Believe me, you're going to have too much to do. And then the thing is being able to get it all done. So your whole reality shifts. But in the beginning, when we're leaving the matrix system and learning how to just be. Let it all go. It'll all be fine. You're learning how to trust. You're learning how to access the other dimensions and how to hear, see, feel in a whole new way that isn't from separation anymore. Okay? There's no pushing yourself at times, and then the other times you're going to push yourself really hard. And the reason being is because your human is going to want to give up and not try, and you're going to have to push through everything that your human doesn't like to do. Your ego, your whatever you want to call it, your little you, the one that wants to give up or have it all easy, you're going to have to push through. This is about moving energy. You're going to move the energy yourself. Then other times your body says, nope, I'm going through a recalibration. Let everything go. And sometimes they're both at the same time. I've learned over the years to maneuver through these and to be able to let everything go and just be and still accomplish if I feel that I can accomplish certain things, but I'm not thinking when I'm doing. I'm not trying to process. Okay, so now we're going to move to the body as a computer processor for a moment. Okay, the crystals in your body are like crystals in a computer. They become processors. They process information. The cells in your body are, I'm trying to equate things like cell packets. Okay, so your cells are like light packets. And the more light you hold, then the more light packets you get to access and the information of. And it's pure light intelligence. And it's higher self-wisdom. It is higher self-knowledge. It's universal wisdom and knowledge that transcends anything in this human reality and what your logical linear mind can understand. And so the rules are very different here. Okay, they're nothing like they were when we were a human. Okay, so learning to tell the difference within yourself and what your body's telling you it needs in order to upgrade and hold an infinite amount of light and intelligence and gifts and amazingness, then we have to learn, if you will. Our human learns, okay? We understand, we remember, and we get it, and it's not so hard. So when you allow yourself to expand out of the current dimension and expand and exist in an expanded and infinite dimensions again, then the physical one is you observe the purposes, the points, you understand everything. There's no more questions, there's no more suffering, there's no more pain, there's no more any of this. Now, physical pain is even different because you will have times that your body is in physical pain, but you won't even know it because you can't feel the body when it's clearing all of this stuff. But in the beginning, before our light body fully activates, we feel everything. That's the point. Don't fear feeling. Don't put up walls against feeling, because you have to feel in order to release all of that stuff, but you don't have to get stuck in the programming of it all. Okay? It's about observing the program and understanding yours, decoding your own matrix, if you will, and learning how to. I used to set markers for which dimension that I was functioning in, and then I was able to see every time we were shifting, each one of those markers would occur. Okay, so when your crystals are going through being developed, if you will, because our crystals have to develop. Our Christed consciousness, we develop and we hold more Christed consciousness than we did before. And so when our crystals in our body, and they're little physical crystals that can be seen, yes, as our crystals are in our crystalline body is going through an upgrade process, we're unable to do anything, nothing linear. You won't be able to think or process information while your energy body is doing what it needs to do. You will have times that you're in complete transmission mode, and other times that you're in complete receiving mode, and other times that you're able to receive information and transmit information all at the same time. But there are times when you're going through a huge tuning process that you can't receive anything at all. So like yesterday, I couldn't read any documents. All I could do was just lay there. And I've learned how to do that and not suffer, if you will, while my body does what it needs to do. You don't want to introduce any external anything when your body's doing what it needs to do. You have a stargate that activates and aligns your entire field of consciousness and super field of consciousness too. Okay, so honoring these processes is really, really, really important above all things. You learn as you become, and everybody here is that falls into my stuff and some of this other stuff too, is a grid keeper, is a gatekeeper if you chose physical body ascension as your journey here. If you fall into our stuff or find it accidentally, then it is no accident. This will be you too. The cool part is that it does take our dedication and our commitment, because we understand the responsibility that we hold. We connect up simultaneously with Gaia, inner Earth, galactically, and all the other galaxies and universes and everything too, the multiverse, the omniverse, all of these things. And our bodies constantly birth anew. You will go through all ego death. You will go through all death of the old constantly until it's not experienced as death anymore. But in the beginning, it's going to be an emotional death, a mental death, and it's going to be intense for a while for some who are just now starting to exit the matrix if you don't understand what's going on. So it means opening your heart completely to want to understand from a different perspective than the limited one that we had access to before. You have to really want to understand, or you're not going to understand anything at all. Your head can't get all caught up in this. It's going to interfere with what you're trying to accomplish and do. So realizing this is about letting go of everything that we used to think and learning to understand in a completely different way. And it's non-linear. It's not going to fit into the boxes. It's not going to fit into the old beliefs. And physical realities are a response to your consciousness, not the other way around. Okay, so anyway, hopefully this explained a little bit of stuff. Your body is going to go through massive integrations. Yesterday I spent all day in the bed, all night last night, and tossed and turned and cleared and was observing everything as it went. And you just have to be patient, okay? Be patient. It's number one with this. Space things out. Give yourself enough time. Get out in nature more. Nature is necessary. Nurturing your body, necessary. Yesterday, the message was that the body is going to need even more love and care than it even did before. Our bodies, with observing how much we went through yesterday, beyond powerful is an understatement. And the amount of light that we are going to be flooded with, your human doesn't care about anything at all. When you get hit with these things, or basically, let me flip that around. Christed consciousness, you don't care about the physical in a way. When you are expanding as your higher self, as a soul, the physical doesn't matter. You don't care. You don't want to do anything. Not because you don't want to do anything, but doing doesn't matter at that time. Okay, so honor these processes when you don't feel like you care about doing anything. That's important, because once the process is complete and you have integrated, this is about instant integration though. Honor your processes for you, because if you're putting them off and they're inconvenient, then you're the one that's going to suffer. When your body says enough's enough, now you're going to shut down. Now you're going to listen to me. Now you're going to give me the attention I need, because your physical realities are realigning for you too. Okay? Body needs to hold a ridiculous amount of light. Body wasn't made for this. Physical body, crystalline light body, plasma light body. Then we get into the etheric light body, and each one of these phases are quite different than the ones before. Okay, so not everybody is in the same place. Some are in light body phase where they're laying the foundation for their new realities, and they have tons of information to get energy to get everything done. Don't need to sleep, couple hours up rocking and rolling. It's exciting, it's amazing. Crystalline light body is very different, because you're anchoring Christed consciousness into your physical body structure on a regular basis, and you're not able to produce as much. And moving from, let's say, light body to crystalline light body, it is a challenge too, because you're learning to maneuver multiple dimensions simultaneously, and you're not able to physically do as much in the physical for a while. It'll come and go. You'll kick into phases if you do a huge timeline jump, like 6 months or 2 years or 10 years or whatever the case may be, of what would have taken you 10 years to accomplish. You're going to do in 6 months. You're going to move through every one of those physical realities, boom, 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 really, really fast. The people around you, you're going to find it's going to be really challenging when you're moving boom, 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 and you're not having to stop and think about things, and you're boom, got plenty of energy to get it done. And then you'll collapse and go, okay, done with that. Let's build our energy again. And then let's move into the next phase of this process. And some you will be accomplishing, some you won't be doing anything at all. Some, and sometimes it's going to be all over the place. One day, you are going to be able to do a ridiculous amount of everything that's going to be amazing. And then the next moment, it's like, nope, can't do anything at all. Then the next moment, and the people around you, when you start jumping quantum style and then super quantum through stargates and all this stuff, the physical reality, the people around you, they're not going to understand, and they're not going to be able to keep up. And it's going to be very challenging, because then you're going to have to choose. You can't slow down. You can't wait. And one of the things is you're basically saying, okay, see you later, see you later, see you later, a whole lot, because you have a lot of things to do and accomplish here, and it's really easy. You don't have the dimensional barriers that you used to. You don't have your head in the way. You're not thinking, you're processing at a ridiculous rate. Simultaneously, all these different dimensions and all this information, and you don't need to think, okay? When you do a massive jump, it's sometimes in the beginning it was crash landings and boom, being kerplunked into a reality, and I got to move through it really, really fast. Over the years, those have gotten really, really easy. There's no kerplunking anymore. One is because I'm always in that flow. Always. I don't ever get out of sync. And if I do, I pay attention. Okay, synchronize it. You'll move into, this is you aligning your realities yourself. You will realign them. You will put them in alignment. You will do, and then synchronizing, everybody synchronizing becomes a huge challenge, because not everybody's in the same place. Not everybody's wanting to do the same thing at that time. Some are self-focused, some are in-service focused, some are both, and we all have to be on the same page. We all have to have the same purpose at that time. Coming in and out of each other's lives. You come in, you go out. You come in, you go out. You serve a purpose, you leave again. You come in, check and see where everybody is. Yep, nope, we're in different places. Go back out again. It's going to be that way for a while. And it's kind of always going to be that way, because you're moving so fast, in and out of timelines so quickly. And they shift on a dime right then. Boom, new reality. Well, everybody else might be holding on to the old one. Well, it's gone. Okay, vibrational realities are very different than linear ones. Okay, so get ready, guys. Massive, 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 massive increase influx of light. I'm going to be writing about how we've kind of over the last few years, how we left the old solar system and when we went galactic with Gaia. And now everything is beyond the solar sun. Everything is in the other galaxies, and the weather and everything that's going on is beyond those. So you're going to have to look beyond just the old Earth and the sun thing in order to see what's really going on and other galaxies and the merging of all these galactic dimensions in this physical one with Gaia, who went galactic too, and the galactic schematics that got loaded into all of our systems and Gaia's too. So it's going to be a very different existence, guys. Okay. There's lots to share, but it also takes a lot of time and my energy to accomplish everything because I have to flow too. And so as we come together and we work together and support each other, it's easier. But where we have to do it by ourselves, then we just have to go at the speed that we can go in, and everybody's just got to respect and love and appreciate and support, because as more come forth and support, then it's easier. That's just how it works. All right, guys, I love you. Have an amazing everything, and I'll put up some more videos as I can. I'm trying. Okay, love you. Have an amazing week. Gonna see how this is. Frequencies just amped it up. Pure diamond light codes and rainbow frequencies right now. Reconfiguring your whole physical body and your whole physical reality for you. So where your old way was to pressure yourself, stop pressuring yourself. If you've never pushed yourself to move through limits, then you're going to have to push yourself to move through those limits. If you've never opened up to working together, sharing, helping each other out, you're going to have to. If you've never stood on your own 2 feet and stood in your power, you're going to have to. You're going to move in and out all of these different ones until you have accomplished and mastered all of them, until you have no more limits. And you've been able to achieve mastering everything from inside of you, and then the physical reality outside will become really, really easy, simple, flowing, and it'll all come to you. I love you. Have an amazing everything, and I'll talk to you soon.